Okay, this is part two of this conversation on the idea of honoring mother and father and having some kind of dream of your own and how that cannot be at odds and opposites but can meld together um, in a way that can be harmonious, um, in a way that can be a challenge. So now give some words as to what you want to, what you're looking to do. You have an individual situation.
Well, let's see. Business, entrepreneurship, travel, foreign languages,
Okay.
foreign products.
Yes. What you're saying in many, many words is money and resources. So, Chris and I are the apprentice contact people for Venus Project in Pennsylvania, which is about using all of our resources that we have and not be inhibited by the financial system. So, in terms of the stars and the archetype, the sun is the promised child to come. As Jesus goes around the cycle and becomes the Lion of Judah in the end. So the relationship of the promised child, the father archetype, is that of the becoming of the hero as he goes along. So each person who is growing up, they are looking for that expression. And each one looks for that money and that resource. So it comes down, the maturity flows to the apprentice, or the one who is coming up the ranks. And therefore, each generation says, I'm a creator. They say, there's no rules, so throw it at the wall this way or that way and see what you can come up with. So when you talk about money, the place that I start is we just experienced a campaign that generally incorporated classism into its platform. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Oh, classes? You mean like social classes?
Classism, yeah.
Classes.
And how it played out in our campaign.
Well, we were seeing a lot of people in the middle class who usually aren't in the middle class. Like there was a much more diverse middle class in the district where we were, and there was a lot more say from those people because economically they have a vote, so to speak. And then we saw some places that were like inaccessible, like totally locked up, like the apartments There would be no way to get in, and you couldn't canvass around the mailboxes because that would be illegal. And so there was basically no way to reach these people because the whole buildings were under lockdown, and you needed keys to get in through two sets of doors. So I would say, the people who can only afford apartments, they're in a difficult situation. They're pretty much unreachable, it seems. And then you have your apartment owners who are so full of greed, who are probably charging them for basically slum life in these buildings that could be like 20 years old or more. And then it got me thinking, how do they renovate these buildings, these slums that people are trapped in, and turn them into something new, and then bring back the people who were living in them before? It's impossible. They'd have to get rid of all the people who were living there. So the people are essentially trapped, paying really expensive rents for a slum. So it really made me feel bad for the people living in apartments. And then also there's still the plight of people of color and stuff like that. We did encounter one person of color who hated Democrats, but maybe it was because of a bad experience with one before. Maybe it wasn't necessarily because he was for pulling people up by their bootstraps or whatever.
Yeah. So the race had involved the even in the most progressive wing, the battle of scarcity. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so,
and you see all of these wonderful new restaurants and businesses being started in the downtown, but they don't benefit the poor people. And you wonder, does this place even have homeless shelter for people to go to if they're that poor? So the community is kind of exclusive, even though it's considered to be more liberal.
yeah. So each person in their campaign, they're looking for some kind of resources somewhere
Yeah.
to build something up.
I mean, the other tricky thing is you can't assume people have resources just because they're poor. You can't assume they're on welfare. I mean, I would say start first by assuming that everybody has nothing, and that they do need all their needs provided for. And then after you address those needs, then you can start addressing, community development and stuff like that.
Let's work with that a little bit. Assume everybody has nothing, and now what?
Yeah, because even the middle class are starting to have to spend everything they've got in order to keep up with their bills. So technically now the middle class has nothing.
Well, what do you do?
Something that they haven't been used to. Well, the thing is, private enterprise is not going to help the poor or the middle class. Only government can help the middle class, because the government collects money from private enterprise and puts it back to the poor and the middle class.
Or they get hired by the ones who are the private enterprise.
What do you mean? Yeah. Or the poor and the middle class could get hired, you're saying, into positions run by the Congress people and the president? Yeah, okay.
So the government isn't the only way.
Wait, you're saying that government isn't the only way to fund the poor and the middle class?
No. But it's a word. Is private enterprise is a word.
But the only way that corporations can exist is if they're funded by the government. See, technically every corporation that has tax write-off is being funded by the government because that money should really go to the poor and the middle class, from the government doling it out after taxes. But technically the government is heavily supporting major billionaire corporations.
Okay, so you are talking about.
I'm talking about businesses that make an $8 billion profit and pay zero taxes whatsoever because they have ingenious tax lawyers who write off everything they can.
Yeah. On the topic of what you're saying is redistribution, I always have this conversation with my grandma, and I asked her, is there anywhere that money ever comes to a head? And she said, I don't know the answer to that, because money is something really hard to understand. Resources is a little bit easier. The reappropriation of resources is a little bit more.
Well, see, this is where I say that the government should not be handing out money per se. They should actually be handing people houses. They should be handing people commercial real estate to start businesses. They should be handing people cars and insurance and gas money and stuff like that.
Okay.
Mostly.
So let me cut in.
Okay, go ahead.
When we talk about the plight of different scarcities going up against each other and saying that it's this group or this class, we have our Federal Reserve System, and Ron Paul had said that all things about finance go to fiscal financial policy. And so if they can print unlimited to hit the classes together is not really necessary.
Okay, so they don't have to print money. What they could do is they could give people gift cards. Like if people need gas money, instead they could give them a gift card to like Sunoco or whatever. If people need coffee, they give them a Starbucks gift card. If people need whatever, what would usually be given to them in money, they could create some kind of gift card. So that way they would know that the person would only spend that money, so to speak, on that particular need.
Okay, so
I mean, they already sort of do that with food stamps. I mean, food stamps will only accept certain types of foods. It won't accept everything.
So how is those gift cards? So say, give me an example of a gift card. So you have appropriation of funds, and the gift card goes to what?
Well, okay. Well, like food stamps. The food stamps can only be spent on food.
So a gift card for food.
Yeah.
So everybody gets appropriation of food. And then now
See, you couldn't do the gift card thing with housing and cars because it's just a one-time purchase. But food stamps involve cyclical consumption, so they keep needing to fill it up again every month.
So, going back to the topic of scarcity and honoring your parents when you need another dancing partner to get where you're going. It is to say, I need another dancing partner. not a form of dishonor, but a form of growth.
Well, my parents are retired, so they can't afford anything significant at this point. And only my dad is of retirement age, so my mom's getting nothing for retirement at this time. So that's the thing. They can't really help me start a business. Not anymore. They were willing to help me go to more school because they thought that education was the way that you could lift yourself up by the bootstraps or whatever.
Check out this picture, very moving.
So what you want is a form of financial independence, but you're saying now that you would like them to help you.
Yeah, but it's too late for that. They can't help me now.
Okay, we're different in that then. I would rather dance in my own bar.
See, at this point, I'm supposed to be helping them, but I don't have a career in which I can help them. So, like, your parents are young enough that I could work with them to start a business. Like, I mean,
Yeah. So when you say business, now you're not, you're talking about something to integrate and engage. So you're looking for life experience.
yes. Because if you just work an ordinary job, you're not getting business experience. You have to have experience with the accounting and finance aspects of the business. You have to have experience with the human resources division and all the other divisions of running a business, as opposed to just, being a server or whatever.
Yes. So let's put ourselves in archetypal hero mode in that we want to play our own characters in our stories. And we want to look towards appropriation for ourselves. We didn't even get into it into this video, but we can make another 20-minute one about opportunity and how it relates to inclusion or breaking off, and what that feels like in actual practice. So do you have anything more to add on this video that we can do?
No, I don't.
Alright, let's make another one.